Hi guys. Welcome back. Welcome back to the 8th episode of Girls Classes God podcast. Woo!
You forgot for like 2 seconds.
No, I did not. I was just waiting to see if you would follow my trend. But
no. Yeah.
Follow my trend, my dear. Follow it. This is what is raining. Anyway, how are you? How have you been?
I'm good. How have you been?
Please don't bore our audience because somebody will not be listening to this for the first time.
What do you mean?
I'm good. And
They
I'm
should
like,
hear different voices.
these people are not serious. So.
But how have you been?
I've been good.
You see? What have you been doing?
You have influenced me. I've been very good. So let me tell you guys about the latest series I've been seeing. So I started watching Chosen and I have completed it well. And the thing
You've completed it already?
Yep.
When did you start?
But they don't ask me. I
Every
like a week.
work that we called you to be doing.
So it was really good. I think the 4th season just literally came out and is in the cinema, but wait until it's on Amazon Prime to watch it. And it's actually, I like that the 4th
But I
season.
thought they said it would be on the Bible app as well.
I don't know, it might be, but I don't think I want to watch a movie on the Bible app. I watched the 3 seasons on Amazon Prime. So
is it not on Netflix?
only 1 season is on Netflix.
This is the one that's on Netflix.
Yeah.
We will watch it first on Netflix.
That I did.
I think I should have Amazon Prime now. I should have it.
You do.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, I have been watching Chosen. I really like it because it's so again, thankfully I'm reading the Bible over again from the beginning. So I'm doing chronologically Genesis, Exodus and stuff like that. And then Matthew, Mark, Luke. So I'm happy that I'm reading like the New Testament all over again because the Chosen kind of gives a perspective about, obviously some of these things are fictional, but it's like based on the stories.
What is fictional?
The Chosen now, like some of the characters and some of the
okay, then it's not like word for word adaptation. Well, when I watch it
is now, but obviously you can't build 3 seasons on just by saying. And they try to build characters out of each and every. You should say it's actually really nice, and it shows how it kind of show. Again, I've told you I like BTS behind the scenes. It shows how sometimes we don't think about certain things. So like when you're reading the Bible, for instance, like you're reading word for word, and obviously you have inspiration from the Holy Spirit and things like that. But it now kind of brings up characters about these people. I was telling Tunchi that. I did not imagine Matthew being that way, being the type of character that they painted for him. But it could have been because it was like, okay, started making sense how you see the way Matthew wrote is different from the way John wrote, for instance. It also talks about how, Peter had a family. And then I never really thought about, what the issue would be when Jesus just said, follow me. He had a wife.
Peter had a wife?
Yeah. He was married.
Oh yeah, because they said his mother-in-law was sick.
Yeah.
Oh.
So like if you watch it, then you now start saying, I don't know if you have seen this, but one of my favorite episode was when Peter.
Don't spoil it for me.
Don't worry, you won't get it. Peter went on the trip with Jesus and I came back home, and then the wife was saying, "Oh, did you notice anything in the house?" I'm like, "Oh, did anything change?" And I was like, "Oh, I shifted this." And I'm like, "How guys are clueless." If you watch that episode, I laughed there. At the end of it, and I realized it was something tragic that happened. I was like, wow. So like, I didn't imagine, even these people that God healed miraculously, they had a life. Like they had
their own stories.
Yeah, they had their own stories. Like I don't know, you should watch it if you. If you happen to, if you have the time and the bandwidth, you should, because it just kind of opens my eyes to like seeing some other things that I did not think or imagine while reading the Bible. Before now, like how I'm like, Jesus just asked you follow me, I started following him. I'm like, how now?
That's true.
So
imagine it actually.
Yeah. So, but before they follow me, there was now a story that happened. If you watch it, you understand.
Okay.
So like I was like, oh, that's really great. And again, one last thing is, I didn't realize that the disciples might not have been the closest with each other. Like they also had their own differences. Like if you've watched The Chosen, I personally did not like how Peter treated Matthew. So I was telling you that.
Yeah, because Matthew was the tax collector, right?
Yeah.
Matthew was so even just like you were saying, like the Bible reading I'm also doing, I also bought like this study Bible, and they're talking about how the tax collectors and how people hated them
because they worked for the Romans.
Hated them,
and
they were always like bribing, stealing, like they thought like they were really very corrupt. So like it's understanding when you have all this like behind the scenes, like true. That's understand what you're saying now.
Yeah.
Because even some things that I read and I'm like, I never thought about this thing like this.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So it was like, all of them hated Matthew because he was the one collecting tax from them and things like that. And then, I was not like, I mean, eventually though, they started working through their differences, but initially they didn't gel. Initially they had, secret jokes amidst each other. Like Peter, James and John, they knew each other because they were brothers. No, James and John were brothers. Peter. So, it was Peter. I think it was Peter and Andrew they were also brothers. So obviously, these people already had a close relationship compared to Matthew that was a tax collector and knew nobody. Do you get? Like it must have been awkward in a way. So, it's just something else. And so it was great. I'm looking forward to seeing season 4. But
I'll watch it. It's not that you mentioned it, like, because just seeing some intricate things, because there was even a particular part of that, my Bible. I think when I get home, I'll snap it and send it to you, where they talked about the difference between, when you're reading the Bible, when you just see the Pharisees came and asked Jesus, or the Sadducees, or the scribes. There was a particular page and I talked about the Pharisees, the Sadducees, the this, the that, the this. I was like, these people are different. Like, I knew that there are the Pharisees, there are the Sadducees, there are the scribes, there are the whatever. But like when you now start thinking about it, if you remember, there was particular parts in the Bible, I think in maybe Matthew 22 or something, where they came to test Jesus. So in that part of my Bible reading, there was a particular part where they talked about, I don't know whether it was a test about, I can't remember. Maybe the Sadducees came to test Jesus about if resurrection and something is real and everything. And Jesus now answered them. When you're reading all those things, it's like, okay, Jesus answered. Jesus was smart because he knew the Bible. But it doesn't matter was that those Sadducees, they only regarded the first 5 books in the Bible as legitimate. Yes. So when Jesus answered them, he answered them from the first 5 books. Yes. I was like, when I was reading that, I was like, huh? Like, it doesn't even come. If you are not reading the Bible, you just say, oh, Jesus responded and said,
yeah. So if you watch The Chosen too, you see how, this thing. Again, I'm not even saying that what they showed, obviously it was based out of the characters in the Bible, but obviously they also built some fictional parts
stories around it
to form the whole story. But at least you get the logic. It just gets you thinking deeper about some other things. So, and even when the Pharisees, like how the Pharisees hated Jesus, like they painted how they were like, I'm like, okay, this makes so much sense, because it's like, the Jew had their belief. They had what they believed in, and then somebody is now coming to say, this is what you've known since the days of Moses is not. And the Jews were known to be tight. If you read the Old Testament, they were very tight on holding the rules and the laws, and then somebody is telling them that no, what you're doing. So it was So but that's what I've been up to. What about you?
I've done nothing.
Able.
No, I think I've been preparing for a particular event that I'm organizing. So I've been having a lot of meetings. I think it's when you are planning events and you have an idea of how things want to look in your head, and you have things down and everything, then people just start not like messing up per se, but you are thinking, oh, I'm going to get this from this person. It's like, oh, I can't make it this day. Or you're going to do this, and it's like, oh, we don't have this. Or we want to do this, no, we don't have it. So it's like, I think this last week has just been a week of getting news regarding this particular event that I want to do, but I know God is going to come through, and it's going to excuse me, it's going to be a wonderful event. But it's definitely been something. So hopefully next time, guys, I'll tell you that, oh, my event was wonderful. And also, that's basically what I've been doing, and just working towards that.
Okay, now we're looking forward to it. But what are we talking about today?
What are we talking about today? I think we are going to be talking about different kinds of friendships. Different kinds of. So we're basically doing a friendship series. Like you guys have obviously seen from our past, I think 2 episodes right now. We'll be talking about friendships, but I think the very first question I want to ask is, I think friendship is a very broad term. People, you tend to just think about people, or no, let me not even say it like that. I think maybe coming from the place of, as Nigerians, we tend to think of people that you meet or people that you talk to regularly, even sometimes not even regularly, but you guys are in the same space. You tend to think of them as your friends. So like, what would you say are the different types of friendships?
So what you said right now is what I was thinking about. Like in Nigeria, you can literally make friend by talking to somebody, or sitting by somebody, sitting with somebody, or living with somebody, and that person becomes your friend, and then you guys still have conversations and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think America will open your eyes.
Yeah.
So the fact that not all relationships are friendships.
Yeah.
So, when you are in a class, or you have people that you go to class with, those are your classmates. So it's not like, number one, female friendship, number two, male friendship, number three. No, not that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about different versions of what people call friendships, but are not friendships. So it's like, if we take the same course together, we are classmates.
Yeah.
We are classmates. That does not mean that we are friends.
If we are working in the same organization,
we are colleagues. So if we live next to each other, we are neighbors. Do you get? So
even if we live in the same house, but we are not related to each other, we are housemates.
Yeah. So I think America will open your eye. Like, I'm sure people have had the experience of where they thought
somebody was your friend.
Yeah. No, it was not a friend.
I think it's because, there's this particular thing, not being me being very, this is how you know that I'm going to school and I'm reading my book now. So there's a particular thing called Hofstede's 5, I think it's something of culture, where they talk about how, if you're working, let's say you're working in a project or something, and for example, you're working in Nigeria versus you're working in USA, you have to understand what kind of culture you are in and everything. And it talks about proximity. I forgot what the point I was trying to make. What were we talking about just now?
Different factors of friendship. Like, if you live next to each other, the person is your housemate, not necessarily your friend.
I was trying to make a point. Go on, Jerry. Lauren, this is how you know I'm not reading my book.
After you bragged that this is how you know I'm reading my book, you came here and now you stopped midway.
I remember what I was saying.
But yeah, so these are friendships.
I remember what I was saying.
Okay, continue.
Okay, so there's a particular part about individualism. So that's like one of the steps of it. And they'll tell you that how individual of a society are you versus how communal of a society are you. And Nigeria is a more communal society versus the US that is more individualistic.
Yes.
So it's very easy for you to think when you're in Nigeria that when you're just walking and maybe if you're even like stuck in traffic or something and you're in the bus and you're just like, which kind of traffic be this one? You probably have become friends like that.
Yeah.
But when you now come here, you now have that same experience in your mind with your communal thinking from Nigeria. You're thinking you guys are friends. But that person is like in an individual society and it's like, it's just a random stranger on the bus.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, if you're now saying, can I get your number? It's like, why is this random stranger on the bus asking for my number? Something like that.
Yeah.
So like, cultural differences will permeate every single thing, even something like friendship.
Yeah.
So go on.
Yeah. So that's the thing. So I think this is very important because, again, talking about expectation, you have some expectation of someone that you call your friend, but really this person is not your friend.
Yeah.
This person is just with the relationship in their head. The relationship that you have is school.
Exactly. Yeah.
For instance, now I'm done with school. Yeah. There are a lot of people that we used to talk every time when we were in school because maybe we were on the same team or whatever. Now, maybe once in the blue moon, maybe on Instagram or whatever, let's catch up and things like that. But we don't really have every time
connection than that.
Yeah. So, and that's because they were classmates. Sometimes. So now the thing is, sometimes you now develop friendship from things like that. It's very possible, but don't go into those situations saying, this is my friend, because it's very important to have boundaries with people, and people also expect you to have boundaries. So for instance, somebody is person is your colleague. You are expected to do the work that you have been employed to do, so that way there is no familiarity bias. This person is my friend, this person is your friend, this person is your colleague, this person is your boss, and if you don't do well, they will show you.
Exactly.
So don't go there and start building familiarity and start building friendship. And the thing about this place is that everybody will talk to you. People like to talk about themselves. People, in fact, they will tell you every day. People, you go home thinking, this person is my friend. This person is your friend, though.
Yeah.
In their head,
you guys are just a colleague.
When they're introducing you, this is my classmates. This is my colleague. Do you get? So I think my question to you is, how do you develop friendship, or do you think you can develop friendship from there? And how do you develop friendship from there? And what do you think is the difference between that kind of relationship and friendship?
I think you can develop friendships from there, right? Because friendship has to start from somewhere. And you have to meet people from a particular environment. Like, you guys have to be in the same space before, or people have to have like the same interest or something similar excuse me, before you guys can develop a deeper relationship than that, right? So I think friendships can develop from there, but I think it now depends on where the friendship is developing from. So if it's like you guys are classmates or you guys are classmates, I feel like it's easier to get into friendship with like the friendship that we know as friendship now, not just, it's easier to get into friendship from a classmate kind of situation than a colleague. Why I say this in a way is because sometimes too, depending on the kind of environment that you are working in, you need to be able to, just like you said now, boundaries. Because there are some things, and again, this is also a different environment than Nigeria. So there are some things that, you might, again, you need to be careful because friendship is all about trust. And if you are in a work environment, and it's very easy to, when you're working and maybe you have like a crazy boss or something, it's very easy to bitch about your boss to like a fellow colleague. But again, you also need to be careful because people are more honest here.
Yeah.
People are more honest with, like, they are more honest about everything. So, when it's now time to, you've bitched about your boss to this, your colleague, thinking you guys are friends, then, and your boss is like thinking, oh, the morale is down, blah, blah, blah. He now calls like a meeting and says, I'm thinking I've been quite harsh on you guys. Do you have any thoughts? And in their honesty, they'll say, I've actually been you've actually been very hard on us. And, I had a conversation with Ebun. But if you're in Nigeria, it's like everybody will just be low-key, like, stay on your own. So, like, even if you want to say anything, you say only your own part.
Yeah.
You don't mention how somebody talked to you. But, it's like, oh, yeah, Ebun and I really had like a 1-hour conversation about what the things you did. So, I think it's a little bit, because like we mentioned, cultural differences. I think it's going to be a bit more difficult to make friends from work than from your classmates or your classmates or somebody you are in school with.
I beg to differ though. I think it depends. I think it depends on, again, just talking about the values that you have. And for instance, now when we went into the MBA program, we Nigerians automatically became friends because we have a lot of things in common. We could relate with each other very well. So we were first friends before we even started developing any form of friendship with every other person. So the same thing happens at work. When you start work, sometimes you meet people that look like you. Again, it might not start as friendship because, again, you want to be observant. You want to know who this kind of person is. The person might look like you, but the person might not be
have
like
the same
you.
shared values as you.
So that one is different. But with time and a track record, you realize that, oh, this person is somebody that I can talk to, or we can do stuff together. And we are colleagues. Yeah, we're colleagues, but we're also friends. Like if, for instance, now one of my colleagues had a birthday party the other day, and I was there. I was like, now let's plan. That's what I would do for a friend. I won't do that for a random person.
No, but the question was, which is easier, right?
I don't know which is easier, honestly.
It's easier to make friendships from your classmates than it is from your colleagues, because I feel like the stakes are lower when it's your classmates. Like, I feel like the stakes are lower.
I don't agree, because see, your classmate can rat you out. For instance,
sure.
Performance evaluation. You would think they're your friends and they will still give you good evaluation. Some people they might not even still give you. So I feel like, and even this thing, people talk. Even in, say for instance, in the MBA program, people have friends with other people that are not students, and they might say things about you to those people. So I think I'm not sure if one is easier. Maybe because in school, at least we go to classes every day, and then we see ourselves, and then we have a lot of things to do together. Maybe that. Yeah. Because at work, I've only been to work physically twice this year, apart from time I traveled. So maybe that. But even, I'm just looking at it, even at work, sometimes things just bring you together. For instance, when we started work, automatically Nigerians just became friends.
I feel like that one, that's sure. But like when you're trying to make friends outside your like go to
your comfort zone. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, it depends. But I think I get what you mean by school, because again, you have a lot of things in common. For instance, at work, we might not even be on the same engagement. When you're done with this one, you move on to the next one. But I think again, it just depends on what the scenario is. And I mean, that's because of my line of work. Some other people go to work every day.
Yeah, and they see the same. You work with the same set of people.
Yeah, and you automatically become friends with those people. And when you're getting married or whatever, these are the people that you call. So I think it depends.
And again, some people bond via shared misery at work, because when you have like a very terrible boss, it's like all of you hate him, so like all of you become friends and you'll be bitching about. Yeah. Because I remember one of my friends from like one of my very first jobs. My sisters will always talk and they'll say, I'll be from the boss. Maybe when I go to, we'll be talking 1 hour. This guy, something. We talk like just. My sister was just looking at us like. So and that was, funny enough, that was how we became friends. Like, and now we are still very close. We are still shared misery was what started our friendship, because they almost wanted to kill us in that office. But we thank God that we're out of it now.
Yeah. So it depends. But anyway, so I was asking you, what's the difference between, somebody can say, my colleague is my friend. Like, what would you say is the difference between that defined relationship of, oh, this is my colleague, or this is an acquaintance, versus, oh, this is actually my friend?
No, you I feel like when you are saying my colleague is my friend, you are trying to describe to a third party. Like, you want the person to understand the context that, oh, I'm working with this person, so this person is my friend. Is that what you're trying to say?
No. I'm saying that, some people automatically assume that, oh, because this person is my colleague, or because we've had the conversation,
my friend.
So I'm saying that, what would you describe to people as the difference between having a named relationship, like, oh, this is my colleague, or like, what difference does it make if someone is your colleague or if someone is your friend? Like, what is being a colleague versus being a friend, or what is being an acquaintance versus being a friend?
If you are a friend, you understand certain things about me, okay, and you know certain things about me, and you know some of my opinions about certain things. I keep on saying certain things, but that's just the truth. Because if you're my colleague, except I'm having maybe a house party or something, why do you know my house? You shouldn't know my house. You shouldn't know where I live, actually, because why? But if you're a friend, you should know where I live. You should.
That depends, though. Again, cultural differences. Because we've had, if I want to, a particular house party. No,
that's what I'm saying. Like, except you're having a party or something. Okay. But like, there's no reason why you should know my house. Except I'm inviting you, like, oh, come for a party at my house. House party, housewarming, what? That kind of thing. But if you're just I don't say random person. Like, if you're just an acquaintance, like, there's no reason why I should invite you into my house. I think that should be what I'm saying.
You won't have a deep connection, I won't have, up to that level.
A reason to invite you into my house. To say, oh, we're doing something like that. So, but if it's like a general house party, like, oh yeah, I just got into a new place, or I'm doing a birthday or something like that, I want you to celebrate with me, that's another thing. So I think for you to say you're my friend, or for you to say you're my colleague, I feel that we should have some level of understanding between ourselves, because friendship is a two-way street, like we've been saying. It's something that has to be between two people. So I think there needs to be like a mutual understanding that this is a friendship, and this is beyond just so. And if it's a friendship, for example, if I'm using the context of colleagues versus friendships, right? If you're colleagues, the only thing you're talking about is work.
True.
You're just saying, oh, our boss is so crazy,
you
or
really
our boss is this.
Personal.
You won't really go deeper than that.
True.
So when you now get into the territory of friendship is when you're now saying, yeah, like, oh, our colleague is crazy, but you know, this is happening at home. You know, like, my mom is blah 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 blah. Yeah. Or I've been thinking about starting a personal project, and what do you think about this? I know you've talked about, when you start moving away from the thing that brought you guys together in the first place, and you start going deeper than that, I think that's when you're not entering the territory of friendship. And you now start building it. But if it's just all about your boss at work, or you're always talking about the latest office G's, like, it's just office bodies, like, honestly. You need to have, because you are spending a lot of time at work if you are going to work in person.
True.
So you need to have somebody that you can talk to. But if it doesn't go anything deeper than that, like, you are colleagues.
Okay.
You are colleagues.
Yeah. I agree with you. Once you start talking about, like, the deep personal things, then you know that, okay, this is friendship. Once you start, like, checking up on each other, like, you don't just talk today and that's it. Like, tomorrow you try to say hi to the person, look like, who is this person? When it now becomes personal, oh, are you at home? I'm passing by. If you're at home, I can check on you, things like that. I think that's friendship. That's right. Before we even go on, the last episode I was like, there's this friendship song that I can't remember. I remember it now. The song is, how are you, my friend? How do you do, my friend? I know sometimes you be like saying nobody love you.
I feel like I know this song, but I also don't know this song. Who sang it? I feel like sometimes you think
It's Don Jazzy and Johnny Drew.
I don't know this song actually.
You know the song. How can you say you don't know the song?
I know the song.
No, I think you should. I'll play it for you. It was very popular. Yeah, that's the song.
So
Anyway,
I'll be dancing.
that's just by the way. So now we've distinguished between like different versions of friendship, and so let me also ask you, do you think friends should have rituals, like, or do you think that you have certain rituals that you do with your friend? And when I mean ritual, I don't mean
Just like
juju,
calabash.
a calabash
You
show.
know, like this. But like traditions, jinx.
Yeah.
That thing. We used to do it a lot.
Was
If
it?
you remember
Okay,
that
jinx.
there was a time that we're always doing it. But yeah, I think with time, certain things just come up and it just becomes
A norm.
a norm. Yeah.
Okay. Like what?
So for example, now something that we just started doing recently was this pajamas thing, right?
Yeah.
So like that's something that we've done for like
What's
2
the
years.
pajamas thing?
Okay, yeah. So I remember the last thing that we said, but yeah, when it's Christmas time or when Christmas is coming up, we kind of buy like matching pajamas. So we usually buy different colors, but something like it's the same type of, let's say, material, but different colors, like to fit our individual aesthetics. And then we'd like take pictures, like maybe do like a video, do a dance, just something fun to just like commemorate that season. Then when it's now Christmas time, we now post it and stuff like that. So we've done that for 2 years in a row. And I think also I think there are also some certain things that we were always planning to do as well, but a lot of times that we just never did because at that time maybe we were still younger, we didn't have enough money and things like that. But if you remember, when we were still in school, then we used to think about having like a birthday party. Not let me not say birthday party in that sense, or like going out for like a birthday dinner.
Yeah.
We wanted to go to La Rousseau, we wanted to go to like all these really nice places and stuff like that. And that's something that we do now. But like I won't say like it's a tradition or a ritual, but I feel like those are settings. But I feel like if it's tradition, it has to be something that you do recurring all the time.
Yeah, tradition is what you do every time. Yeah, I'm gonna say that apart from that pajamas thing that we know that, okay, that's December period. I don't think there's something that we are like, okay, at this particular time of the year we have to do this. I don't think so.
We don't have anything like that, but I think there are certain things that we just do consistently.
Yeah, I think our birthdays are an avenue to not necessarily a tradition, but just to like do something and have the same kind of conversations.
I'll say that we've grown because, I'll say me I've grown because if you remember all those early times, maybe 4 months or 6 months before my birthday,
I was
saying, my birthday. But some other times I'm like, let the birthday even come, but I don't even know what I want to do. So yeah.
So yeah, that's it.
But I think our latest tradition, our very soon tradition, is our trip, our yearly trip.
Oh yeah, we had a trip last year.
An undisclosed location for now.
It's because we don't even know the location.
We don't know
ourselves.
where we are going to. We don't know where we are going to. But
it's not like it's a mystery or anything. We don't know. But yeah, we should. But do you think we'll go on a trip this year? Do you think when you graduate? Because so the thing is, when I graduated last year, we went on a trip. Do you think?
So I was thinking, I was looking out for ideas on what we can do. And
please shall sponsor my trip. If you're taking me out, you've graduated.
See the person that is talking.
You're a big madam now.
I'm a student.
No, by that time you've graduated.
I'm a student. I'm a student, my dear. And somebody here is walking class, babe. So they're talking about we should go and watch a live show in Hollywood, but I don't know logistics of that. Like all these, all these. I don't know if you know this kind of like daily show, like
TV shows, like is it like
all those travel, something like that you just watch a taping of a show, something like that.
That's not
maybe
bad
like
now.
Jimmy Kimmel or something. But once we do that, what else are we going to do?
No, that won't be the only thing.
That's
so
what
we
I'm
have
saying
to be
now.
a location where there are other things happening.
So it's Hollywood. There should be other things. Maybe we'll go and walk on those Walk of Fame, maybe Star Walk of Fame, or I can't remember the name.
And if you have vacation within the US, because at this particular time we are still gathering our daily 2K, so we are still very humble people.
But when we blow,
we are humble people. We have it's not that we are very humble. So
when we blow,
so for now within the US, if you have like cool spots that we can check out, we've been to a number of places already. But like if you have
when we blow,
so okay. So what do you think? How do you think? Wait, let me structure my question.
Do you think traditions?
Do you think traditions are important? Do you think having traditions or having rituals are important in friendships, and how do you think they affect or strengthen the bond of your friendship or create memories?
This question is deep. Well, it's because if you look at our friendship now as a typeset, I won't say it's so important that your friendship cannot move forward with it, because we've been doing friendship without it. But I think there's a charm to it, and there's an aspect of knowing that there's something to look forward to.
True.
And there's something to like plan for, because again, I'm sure that there are still times that will come up in our life. We don't know what the future holds. That maybe there will be things that we'll be going through that we might not necessarily be able to share at that time.
Yeah.
But having that thing to say, okay, me and Ebun, we still do this thing. That's something to look forward to even during that season. So I think it's a way to. I think it's a way to like look forward to something, come together and achieve something together.
Okay.
Especially if it's like, for example, now let's say we're using this example as this trip now, for example, and saying, oh, this is our ritual. So it might be that, oh, the first year is you that will plan it, the next year is me that, something like that, just
you plan it, because everything that we are doing, I'm always planning it. In fact,
but I'm the one that's planning it this year now.
Oh, cool, nice. Because
but you already said this. Why are you not exposing me? You said this before. Is it not me that is planning it now?
The funny thing is that when I was saying that, I didn't even think of it that way. I didn't think of it like, oh, but now that you have mentioned it, please plan it. Do a calendar schedule. Do PowerPoint. Give us great content. The way I would have given, or even more than.
Let's go and swim with the dolphins.
I would like that anyway. I'm down for that.
With the dolphins. Me, I'm the one that is very risk averse.
I'm down for that. And actually, that's one of my. That's one of the things on my bucket list.
Upside down thing before. Upside down thing. Never. I can never do it, because I know. I just can never do it. Anyway, but yeah, I think it's a great thing to have. It's something we can think about. But I think, again, it should also happen. Sometimes some of these things happen naturally.
Yeah.
Like, it's just something that just happens and people just continue doing it and all of that. So what do you think?
I agree with you, because the thing is, we are at different stages of life at different points. So for instance, it's just now that we are even just together. Before now, we're not together. So how would a trip have happened? Like, how would I want to say Laura comes to the US? So obviously at that time we could have said things like that. You get so like,
I think for that one, your tradition
might not be that.
Yeah.
So I'm saying that it's. I believe that if you have, it's just like what we mentioned during the Valentine episode, like spiking things up. If you have these things here and there, it's fine. But just what you said, if it's not like, oh, if I don't have it, then your friendship cannot thrive or something. Yeah. It's great because you create memories. Like when you're not talking, you'll be like, do you remember that time we're in Angola? Do you remember that time we're in Morocco? Do you remember what happened? It's great to have. It's a nice to have, but it's not a must have. Oh God, some gems right there. So, but yeah, it would be great to have like a tradition, a ritual. But the thing is, just make sure that it's something that you can
be consistent with.
Because I remember one time on Instagram, people were preparing us girlfriend trip, after the first year, we not done it again.
Because things like that. So you also need to look at how sustainable things are, and you guys need to also be in a point in your life, because. You can't be one person, maybe you're still finding yourself. It's just like this girlfriend show that you watch now.
Yeah.
There were 4 girlfriends, but 3 of them were like ballers. Not like ballers, but like they were top ladies in their profession.
The last person
wasn't like, she was still finding herself. So like, if you're now like girlfriend and you want to do girlfriend trip and you're saying, oh, you guys want to go to like maybe Paris or something. And one is a lawyer, what is the other one? What was the other one?
A real estate agent.
A real estate agent. The other one was what?
She later became a writer, so she wrote a book.
And she was she was making money from her writing. Then the other one was still finding herself. She was still trying to find out if music was her passion or painting. Now you guys are saying go to Paris. The trip, will you not be footing bills for somebody?
Well, in that scenario, they might have. They would have gone, but they would just put that in that particular scenario.
They were that boring. But she might start feeling somehow now.
That girl did not feel anyhow. She had no shame.
That's because she's a shameless girl. But somebody that has shame. So that shame, like,
I get what
at
you
a particular
mean.
point, it's not be like, that at some other times, the person might not even want to go on those trips with you guys again, because even if the other people are comfortable footing your bill, you might not be like, you might not
be a burden on this person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, again, so I think the thing is, it does not have to be like the biggest thing. It does not have to be, oh, you have to go to Paris. When the money for Paris comes, oh yeah, please do go. But it might be something like, oh, let's have maybe but like, what did you just say today? Galentine, okay, Galentine, for something like that. Or let's have a movie night, or let's have games night, or let's just do karaoke, or like it does not have to be anything.
Sometimes too, when you mention karaoke, something that actually comes to my mind, because I will say I watch a lot of Korean movies, but I do, and I like them. But some things that they also do. Some things that they also do. When you mention karaoke, now you can just have like, for example, now if you guys are living in the same place or something, or maybe you're never living in the same place, but you know that you guys like karaoke.
At least it's closer to make a 31-hour trip than to make a 7 hours flight to Paris.
And even apart from that, like, it might just be that, whenever you guys have the opportunity to get together, you guys always go to karaoke because you guys like doing karaoke together. So that can be like a tradition. That's also like something that's a tradition. Then when you're talking about traditions and rituals and something, it reminded me of this movie, the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Did you ever watch it? I think so. These girls or this group of friends, I think they grew up together or something. And they went their separate ways, but they had like a tradition where they were always like, they had like some genes that they had. So I think maybe when they always felt like somebody needed them at that time. So just like, for example, now, like Tunchi now, maybe you are here, somewhere else and everything, you will now send the genes to me. So anytime whoever receives that gene just knows that, the sisterhood is thinking about you or something like that. I don't know if I really remember the storyline of the movie or anything, but I remember that there was a particular girl in one of the parts. She was maybe going through things were not working out. She didn't really have anybody around her, and she just suddenly received that mail, and she saw the pants. And I think usually maybe they kept messages. I don't even remember the whole story, but I know that was like the central theme of like, to just remember that you have sisters around the world around you or something like that. So
that's so cool though.
So that was also like a tradition for their whole friend group. I think maybe they were 4 or 5 or something. I'm sure some people would have watched the movie. If the movie is on Netflix, watch it. You will like it.
Okay.
So it's not a necessity, but it's a nice to have.
It's a nice to have. So let me ask you, so now we're talking about nice to have. So let's suggest, putting you on the spot, we've talked about karaoke and things like that. What are the suggested rituals that you have for people that are like, how do we, keep this bond of friendship going?
I'll say, to me, I like writing. And I feel like people like to receive things as well.
Okay.
So if it's just maybe once in a while, just like send a message or write something, maybe during, I don't know, it can be anytime. You can decide for yourself when is the perfect time and just say, I thought about you and I appreciate maybe this. And sometimes some people also forget some things.
Have you ever written anything to me before?
We're not talking about you right now.
Shut up.
We're not talking about you right now.
Don't change, because now it's very easy to come at a pot. I'm saying you can just
you called me on the spot. You called me on the spot.
Have you written me? Because me, I've written you something before.
So because you've written me something before, now you now want to expose me to
I've
the world.
written you. There was one time I gave her my beautiful signature, and I put my note on her book before somebody signed on it.
Ebun, you even spoiled that book.
I gave you a heartfelt
Ebun,
message.
I told Ebun to sign book for me at a convention. That the person that wrote the book said, she now is going to write, you need to have my signature on your book. She now,
I wrote a beautiful...
If I wanted to sell that book now,
I wrote a beautiful...
They will collect more money from me.
You will collect more money because they'll be like, oh my God, is this Ebun's signature?
They don't know you. What do you mean? You say this Ebun's signature.
Let me tell you something. A prophet does not have honor in his honor.
That's true.
That's exactly what's happening right now. You don't know. You just don't know my worth. So okay, maybe I think that would make sense. Maybe on each other's birthday or something, or like maybe if you guys are doing something, a milestone.
If you're even very social media-esque, you can like just create like a video or something.
Yeah,
like
a video or whatever. Okay, what else?
What else can you do? I feel like you can also, I think like gifts as well. Like you can also buy, and it just has to be little things like maybe something that the person really likes.
So it could be maybe if it's Thanksgiving or end of the year, you could give like a Thanksgiving gift or end of the. I think we do that actually. Like end of the year gift. I think that's also one ritual. If you have plenty money, or if you have plenty money,
it doesn't have to be plenty. Okay.
No, I'm saying that one
for the gifts. Okay, no.
Travel, like go on a staycation. Do
people that like to travel. Yeah.
Travel. I like.
And even if you don't even like to travel, I think you should cultivate liking to travel because you create memories like that.
Yeah. There's a lot to explore. There's a whole lot to explore.
There's a lot to see as well.
So yeah, what else? What other ideas do you think? If you have any idea about how you spike up your friendship or what you do, let us know.
I think something surprising. You can also get somebody a portrait.
Nice. So true.
Somebody portrait.
And I think one thing you can also do is, okay, so I was telling you by your friend, your birthday is coming up. You can do a photo shoot with your friend. You can. It might not be every birthday though, but like you can just say, oh, let's go to the studio.
Sometimes you can even just do a photo shoot, because I remember the last time I said I wanted to do photo shoot for my birthday, and that guy
put you inside the heavens.
I don't know what he was thinking.
So anyway, there are a lot of things to do. You guys can go out and eat. Just be around, do spontaneous things.
Or sometimes you guys can just go out and just be like, and maybe when you're going out and you're saying you don't want to do this, you can just go out and just say, or maybe it might just be something you guys might have been eyeing, just like the times when we were in school and we're always seeing the Rosu. You guys can it's just that Rosu was too expensive for us at that time. It was just too expensive.
Yeah.
So you can just like, close and just say, okay, let's just go to this place and just have fun and enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, that's it. It's been great. Let's know again if you have any idea, so that we can also spice up our friendship.
Yeah.
I think our friendship needs some spices, some curry and some Maggi.
Maybe you should cook for me.
Come and start going to your house.
Come and start going to me, please.
Do you know what would make sense? Do breakfast in bed for me. Wouldn't that be awesome? Like, just be like,
you should not be talking to someone that doesn't. I think that's the worst. You should not be talking to someone that doesn't like to cook.
Just be like,
if I
appreciate
actually,
how. Do you know I like when people cook for me?
It's me that hates it.
No, like I actually like I love it. Like
Okay.
I'm like, oh, you cooked for me. So anyway,
I was a guest in your house.
It's not the kind of
for
cooking
almost
that,
1 week.
It's not the kind of
I will
cooking.
not bring best part for me.
It's not the kind of cooking that I will not come to you and I say there's yam in the pot. That's not the cooking I'm
But
talking
there's not
about.
yam in the pot.
I'm like, I don't want your yam in the pot.
Don't worry.
Make a special meal for me. But I mean, yeah. So I think, if you have suggestions, if you guys have done anything, let's know. But what's
That
your
cooking one is the worst one, because the two of us don't like to.
No, like if we're in Nigeria, and I don't know if people do it here. Do you know that baskets that people used to do, like that breakfast in bed basket that had like small chops?
It's very expensive
food.
now, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I've told myself that if I go back to once I go visit Nigeria, I will just lodge in a hotel, maybe like Lakwe Hotel, like all those fancy hotels on the island. I'll now order it through the day. I'll just be into watching movies, eating it.
But you know what? I think that when you see all these things and you're like, it's on your phone, you're like, I want to do this. But when you now see it will not be underwhelming.
No, but I feel like if I'm doing, like, say for instance, I'm with my friend or something, or like, a loved one or something, I'm like, this is so cool. Like, you guys are eating and watching movie and just being
if you remember,
lazy.
there was one birthday like that we ordered for my birthday. I think you were staying in Abuja that time. 12 baskets. It was nice, actually. It was nice. That was even during COVID. That was during the COVID year. But yeah.
So I mean, if you can make it, but I like it when people make breakfast for me. But if you cannot make it, that's also a very nice gesture. I don't know why I'm telling people what I like, because it's not like it concerns anybody. But well, I was just saying,
put it into the air. You never know.
Oh, you never know.
Just see tomorrow night. We'll post on our Instagram. Breakfast in bed. Hey! Breakfast delivered to my doorstep.
What's your daily dose of EO, man?
What's my daily dose of EO for today? I'll say, open your eyes, shine your eyes.
To what?
No, that's like me being just tricky. But I think you need to be mindful and watchful, right? Like, we talked about different kinds of friendships. I think it's important that you assess. You might be somebody who has been taking a particular relationship out of context, thinking your colleagues are your friends, or maybe there's even somebody that's trying to reach out to you or trying to be like more on a friendship level with you, and you are thinking, we are just colleagues or we're just classmates. Like, be open and also reassess. Like, be watchful and mindful, basically.
What if that person does not actually want to be your friend?
No, I'm saying, like, what if somebody is trying to reach out? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
I'm saying that what if you don't want to be friends with that person?
And that's fine as well.
Okay,
that's fine as well.
I'm just putting that there because it's not everybody that you want to be friends with.
No, that's fine as well. No, I'm just saying that people might be trying to like be your friend and you really don't know. You're just thinking you guys are just colleagues or whatever. Like, there's an opportunity there, but if you don't want to be sure, nobody is like, it's not by force actually. So yeah, but just be on the lookout. And if you're also the person that is taking relationships that are not as though they are.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Also watch yourself. All right.
Yeah.
What's your daily dose of you?
Is lower your expectation. Why do I
I
not
thought
make
mine
that
was
laugh?
bad. What is even worse?
No.
And we like lower your expectations. Like nobody wants to be your friend.
But no, that's not what I'm saying. Don't put words into my mouth. But I'm just saying this because, again, in the context of, oh, this person is your colleague, and in your mind you're thinking, this person is my bosom friend. The person don't reach. The person don't reach like that. The person don't reach like that. You know, you understand people's perspective. Not everybody wants to be in that relationship or in that context with you. So you try to observe people, read the room. You know, don't just, because again, I feel like a lot of people get their heart broken by people that they've had so much high expectation for, and this person is not even seeing you like that. I mean, there are some people that you love and you like. Again, like I said, like when we came into the MBA program, all of us Nigerians just automatically became friends. That's different.
Naturally.
But like someone that you're just meeting, or that you don't even understand their culture, or you know, try to read the room, try to understand people's culture, try to even understand where they're coming from before you know, jump and start having so much expectation of them. So that's my daily dose of EO. Today is not the motivational speech one.
Today is the day to watch yourself.
Today is the day to watch yourself.
Mind your boundaries.
And build some boundaries. So. But that's it today.
Yeah, guys.
Thank
I
you
hope
for
enjoyed
listening.
this one.
They always enjoy it. Don't worry. They always enjoy it.
Of course you did. Of course you enjoyed it.
But yeah, don't
now
forget
share
to.
it.
Yeah,
Share it. You enjoyed it. Now
thank you. Share it.
Okay.
Share it. Follow us. You know.
Like.
Yeah, engage. See, feel free to drop a comment.
Yeah, send us an email.
We'll see it. Send us an email and stuff like that. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.